those GUIs in the last few years, we started using JavaFX. We did use Java AWT long time ago, then Swing, but now the JavaFX is the one that is used. JavaFX does not come anymore with standard Java JDK and SDK from Oracle. It's separately available now by a different community. Needs to be installed separately. It takes time to install it, and you need to pay attention to the details. Let's go to some theoretical topics. This is a very important slide where you really need to know this hierarchy. Then, if you understand it, all the remaining parts will be details. Our class today is not an official study of JavaFX. I'll try just help you break the ice with JavaFX, browse some features. Then we'll be really taking a lot of things on next week. Right. What software you need before we start? JavaFX helps you, by the way, not only do desktop applications, but also rich internet applications. The application built with JavaFX can run on multiple platforms, including web, mobile, and desktop, which is nice. We will see FXML and CBuilder next. No need to explain them. We need the standard JavaFX Java library. We also need to install JavaFX SDK from the links provided to you in the guide. What we will find, WebView, will not use WebView in this course. What you need to know that with JavaFX, there are so many things that are available for you to use. Very nice things. Built-in controls. Controls like what يا شباب؟ بسرعة هيك نروح. Like this. You know these things? You know them. Maybe you don't know their names. This is a button, checkbox, radio button, accordion, combo box, date picker, color chooser, menu item, pagination, slider, progress bar, radio button, so many things like this. These are called controls. User interface components or controls. These are all available to you. You just need to create them, set some properties, change some properties. All those objects are available to you with JavaFX. So the built-in user control are available to you. CSS-like styling. If you don't know what CSS is, but at least you know how to change the theme of some applications or websites, صح ولا لا? Right? Changing the theme is actually changing some property called CSS, a file, cascade style sheet. It's very well known in web development. If you are a computer science student, you will take this maybe in a year. Not only with dark and white, fonts, colors, layout, so many things. We will see this also. It's very easy. We'll not study CSS, but we'll see how to change the theme. CSS يعني topic, web design topic actually is becoming لحاله عالم هذا مستقل يعني. It grew يعني بشكل عنيف يعني CSS. يعني في ناس بس there are so many guys who just work on CSS. FXML and Scene Builder, we'll take them on Tuesday, Yusuf. We'll use XML language to build the graphical user interface with the help of Scene Builder. لو قاعد اشرح لك اسبوعين عنهم مش راح تفهم شيء عنهم. In 2-3 days يعني it will be clear. يعني if you don't know what a dinosaur is, I need first to show you a dinosaur, then talk to you about اكتشور ومش عارف ايش اسمه. You agree? You understand my points, huh? Okay, and that's how I teach. Yani. I show you, then I go back to the details, and that's what I'm gonna do today. تمام؟ طيب. Now we'll go back to this important slide. Please pay attention to it. Now you know what controls are. هلا in JavaFX everything, the main window, where يعني main window like يعني huh? For example, this calculator. This is a main window. We have so many controls inside it, like buttons and text boxes and menu items. Those are called controls. Okay. The main window in JavaFX is called stage. زي المسرح, like theater. The main window is called stage. All of them. No. All of them. The window itself is called stage. GUI of an application made in JavaFX. Okay. Right. The main menu in Java, the main window in JavaFX is called stage. هلا بتفهموا بالexamples. But the root thing, the main thing is called stage. The stage like a theater, you don't change the stage, you change the scenes. هلا the stage has a container called scene. Very important. What is the scene? To host the user interface root layout container. شو الحكي هذا؟ To change the root user interface container. طيب شو يعني؟ ده يا شباب هلا if I open any application like calendar here, see things how they are distributed. I can change them. Today, day, week, how things are displayed, where are displayed, where they are positioned, how much space they are given, the order in which the controls are positioned. Like here in the middle, we have a button, we have a picture here, we have some kind of title. How things are positioned, it's called layout. طيب يعني now in my calculator here I have so many buttons. These are all buttons. Where to put them? Do I put them on the stage? No. Do I put them directly on the scene? No. Let me show you another application. Audacity, huh? You know Audacity? This is a free nice software to handle audio. يعني audio effects يعني it's good for واحد زي كويس لي. Okay? Fine. And see now in Audacity, you have the buttons on top. Then you have a big screen here. You have some buttons on the high. You have here a slider. You know slider, صح? You have many buttons. Here you have another slider. This is green. These are all controls. How they are laid out or placed or positioned is called the layout. طيب. Layout will be like a container. And this container distributes the objects in different ways. You can change the distribution without touching the code. يعني you can say I want the components to appear vertically. بس don't touch your code. You can change the code all of a sudden to be horizontally. You can change them to be randomly or. This is called layout. The components, the ones I talked about here, those components are not directly put or placed inside the stage or the scene. لا. بنحطهم في container. يعني بنحطهم في container like this. Look at these containers down here. The container here, this one will arrange them horizontally, vertically, This one will give more space to the sides and less space to the center. This one will do the opposite. We will study all these things. But what you need to know about layouts is the way how to position and place UI components or controls. So your components, all of them, يعني the right way is to put them inside a layout pane. Pane يعني panel. يعني زي container بس. ماشي؟ So نرجع للترتيب الأول. Stage is the main window. Stage needs a scene. What to use inside the scene? Usually the scene has one or more layout panels. Each panel has many controls inside it. Buttons, text boxes, password boxes, whatever, checkbox, combo, whatever. So stage, scene, layout panel, then you put the controls in the panel. طبعا the controls you have, they can raise events. شو يعني raise events? The stage is the main window of the application يا Bukhari. Events is not make an action. It's telling you something happened. Action is handling the event. Okay? Components store, okay? And هلا بعد شوي بصير أوضح الأمور. Look now at this calculator. When you click 9, what happens? The number 9 shows here. When you click times, the times shown here. 6, number 6 shown here. Actually, when you click, something happens. This is called an event. What to do when you click is handling the event. Like here, standard, change it to scientific. Clicking on scientific is an event. Oh, how it was handled? They changed the list of buttons displayed here in the menu. When you click on this, you minimize. This maximize. This what? Close. It's not only a click. Sometimes you drag. Something happens when you drag. When you, okay. So there are so many events when it comes to graphical user interfaces. We need to handle them. Handle them means respond. Respond to it. يعني when I click on 9, change the text on this field to be 9. When I click C, clear all the text. When I click standard, restore the standard. These are events. The action taken is called handling the event. Action يا عيسى اللي سألني قبل شوي. Action طحان دايما راح عليك حلقتين انت من شو اسمه ثرون اوف مش عارف شو اسمه. Yes, we did finish it yesterday. تمام? Okay. All the contents are available now in the tutorial. So those UR components, they can interact with the user through events. طبعا when you click on 6, something is going to happen. When you click on 10, different thing is going to happen. When you click on plus, something else is going to happen. But this is called event, and you need to handle the event. Same thing now. If I click on here, maximize, restore, minimize, and close, and so on. ما فيش handling هلا في الكود عندنا. Sunday بتشوف الhandling بخاري. Now what I want you to know is, without يعني بدون ما نحاول نروح على الحلقة الأخيرة. Okay? I want you to know that in Javafx, the application will be in a stage. The stage has a scene. The scene contains layout panels, and the components are placed in the layout panels. تمام? Right. And now, before we start our first slide, I'll remind you that we will be using components, put them inside layout containers. Those layout containers will be placed in a scene. Now the window itself is a stage, and we put the scene inside the stage. We will see many examples. Now how to, okay, what types of controls we expect? There are so many. There are so many controls. We cannot cover them all yet. But they can be categorized. Like here, what's this? Label. What's this? Text box or text field. 15% is a label. What's the one next to it? Slider. What's this? Label, text field, label, text field, button. Java introduction, welcome. This is label. This is image, view, we call it. Image view components. So many components. Those controls can be categorized like labeled. Labeled في عنا label. وفي buttons. في so many buttons. Button, checkbox. Hyperlink is a button. Menu button. Toggle button. We'll see all of them. Now text input on a text field and text area. Do you know what text area is? Text area like this one. When they are, yes, they are subclasses. Text area when you have multiple lines of input. Text area when you have multiple lines of input. تمام؟ حتى password field is as a text input. You agree on this يا شباب? Password field is a text input يعني. But the data, you don't see anything. تمام. Those are different types of controls. في عنا لسه choice box, menu bar, button bar, scroll bar, so many, huh? Maybe you don't know their names, but you have seen them. If you are, even in your phones, when you use some applications, you will see so many like this. You don't know them now. You know the basics like label, text box, button, password field. We will see them one by one. Now go to business. How to create our first app. أول شيء, before we start, you need to install Javafx and Scene Builder and make some changes to your Eclipse. Yani if you try to run the code I'm writing, it's not going to work. Where to find the guide how to do it? I already showed you how, where to find it. So many steps are needed, okay? It takes time. This is the nature of it. Make sure you follow all the steps. تمام? Okay? You will see things today maybe weird to you, but maybe in the lab you will see how you do it exactly. So I created a JavaFX project already, and you need to create other JavaFX project. You will see all these things when you install them. Tamam? Now, if you want to create an application, that's what we call it. And the project is already created. Yeah. You need to go to say JavaFX main class. Next time we'll see FXL document and other things. But JavaFX main class. Next, I'll call it demo 1. Tamam? What happened here? Demo 1. I created demo 1, but they said extends application. What's this application? Oh, it's an important application from JavaFX. What about these methods? Because this is what happens when you create a JavaFX application. What about this start method? Oh, this must be overridden from the super class. What to do inside it, we'll say. We'll see what to do inside it. Now, yeah, Shabab, you know, well, I think it's an interface maybe. Okay. Now you know that anything you run, it goes to the main method. Now we see launch, صح? Launch method. args. ايش args هلا بنشوف. args يا شباب is sometimes environment variables that or settings that are needed before you run the program. I'll show you where we put them. هلا launch at the end will run the start. يعني بالأخير you will see this code every time you create a JavaFX application. Launch will call the start. And the start has the most important thing in any JavaFX application, which is what? Stage. The stage name here, the object's name is primary stage. ركزوا معي شوي. Everything هلا I'm gonna work at the primary stage. Dot. Set title. Please pay attention. It's easy. يعني. Set title Java FX demo. So this title will be used in our window. طيب مرة ثانية. Primary stage dot set width 500. Primary stage dot set height 500 pixels. برافو يا مان. Yeah, 500 pixels. Because when it comes to graphics, you are working with pixels. Primary stage dot show. خليكم معي واحدة واحدة يا شباب. في ناس بتسأل أسئلة لسه ما وصلنا. Primary stage dot show. Now 500 pixels. It depends on the screen يا عبدو. 500 pixels depends on the resolution of the screen. Okay, it depends. ما بعرف أنا. أنت شغال على جهاز. Okay. طيب. هلا did I finish? Yes والله I'm done. I'm gonna show an empty stage. ولا في a scene ولا في شيء. Run. Oh, what's this error? I got an error. What's the error? JavaFX components are missing. بيقول لي يا اخي انا مش عارف وين الجافافكس تبعتك هاي، ما هي مش جزء من الموضوع. طيب خلينا نحكي هلا شوية امور جدية. هلا to run this خليكم معي شوي بس. لا ولا خليكم معي. ليش مش صابرين اليوم؟ يعني اوكي خليكم معي بس شوي. هلا when you run JavaFX ما بكفي. هلا launch args يعني روح شوف في شيء معه قبل ما نشغله. في عنا arguments. دول arguments بيسموهم يعني Java virtual. يعني when sometimes before you run the program you give it some values. So what are the arguments I'm looking for and where to add them? You need to go to the run configurations of demo. روح على arguments here. Control V. هاي عملتها كوبي بيست انا. نفس التكست راح يكون. هلا كنترول في هاي اعطيناه وين يلاقي الجافا فيكس على جهازي. وفي عنا اوبشنز بنقول له ضيف عليه الاف اكس ام ال. ما هي صارت برا الجافا هلا. برا الجافا في اوراكل. يعني دائما بدها تكون هاي عنا موجوده. خلص مره واحده بنضيفها يعني. ماشي الحال. كيف ضفتها انا؟ How did I add it? I'm gonna save it. وين to؟ يا سيدي I copied it من الدرج حاطها كاتبها على الورقه. وخاري هلا اليوم انا هلا في عندكم احتمالين اني اسكر القاعه الملاحقه واروح ولا اكمل. ماشي. هلا I went to run configurations. I went to argue. طبعا you need to make sure you are selecting the file. هلا هو عشان كانت انا عامل اكثر من فايل بهالاسم هذا. هلا you put this. حتى this one is written available in the document. You click close. Now if I run it, look at the output. What do you see now? You see a window. JavaFX demo. What is the width of the window? 500. What is the height of the window? 500. And show. بس خلاص. That's it. This is our first JavaFX. طبعا فاضي ما بيعمل شيء. فاضي حتى سين ما في بس window. Does that make sense? If you want to change its size, for example, the width to 600, just change it and run. This is 600. And this is, for example, 300, the height. Okay, now 300, 600. Let me show you one more thing. Primary stage dot set x. يلا قولوا لي what's x now. 100. Primary age dot set y 100. This is the location, the coordinates on the screen where to show the شوفوا حطوا فوق على الشمال top left corner 100x and 100y. This is how you control where to show the window. If I change it now to 50, for example, 50 and 10, شوفوا 10 راح تكون very close to the edge. واضحة? You see that. I think things are clear now. I'm just playing with the window. ماشي? Good. Right. Now I can do some new thing. I'll do so many things, but يعني وشوف شو. Set resizable false. If you try to change its size now, it's not going to work. شوف, huh? If you try, the mouse does not show you the enlarge and you cannot resize it. It's a stage, yes. Many things I'm doing now, they are applicable to so many things. Type. If you want to make it set resizable to true, that's fine. See what happens when I run. Anything now, it's resizable now. If I run this now, look now, it's back resizable. تمام؟ Stage is the window يعني. طيب. صحيح انه resizable, but let me show you one thing here now. Set maximum width 800. يعني you cannot enlarge it to ماشي. You cannot make it larger than 800 even if you try. See the width now? You cannot make it more than 800. يعني I'll make it, for example, now I can make set primary stage dot set maximum height هو 300 but not more than 400. صحيح, it's true that it's resizable, but you cannot make it. See now, I can resize it, but not more than 300 or 400. If you don't want to specify the maximum size, you just leave it to resizable. You can resize it like exactly the same way I'm resizing PowerPoint now. This is a window. ماشي الحال? Exactly the same way I'm doing this or that. Does that make sense? If you need to resize it, resize it. You don't need, it's up to you. It depends on the application. Let us see one more thing. Primary stage dot set set opacity set opacity. You know what opacity is? Even if you don't know, huh? Now you know. Look. What do you see? What's the new thing? Is it transparent? Is it? Do you see it? Uh-huh. So this is like transparency. You can change the level. يعني. If you make it 15%, it will be wow. Almost invisible. يا دوب شايف وانا ها شايفين؟ I hardly can see. Good. I'll make it 75. So we are just changing the size, the opacity, the location. If you don't specify X and Y, it will be usually in the middle of the screen. يعني some. ماشي. The more the يعني 95 will be very clear. يعني. Okay. Still transparent, but تمام. So this is our very simple demo on stage. بس طب وين السين والcomponents وهاي؟ طيب. So the next example, we'll do something like this one. We'll make a label, text field, and a button. Let me show you this. I'll copy paste the code يا شباب. Save time. Demo 2. طبعا I need the stage still, huh? أيوه يعني. Okay. Best from here, first I need to create a button and a label and. Let's just go back here. I'll create label, text field, and a button. بس أولها. Label is a label. هيك اسمه. LB1 equals new label. What to put in the label? The text you want to show. Javafx, for example. This is what you put in the label. Why are you getting a red line? Because you need to import the label from JavaFX. Type done. What about the text field? اسمه text field. The name is text field. df1 equals new text field. And open close. Import. Make sure you don't import it from AWT. AWT is very old. ماشي. Okay. We'll make a button. Button btn equals a new button. And what text you want to see in the button, like submit. Just import it. Again, one more time, make sure you import it from FX. So now I created 3 controls, label and text field and button. Where to put them? We go back to the slide where I say it's important. Usually we put them in a layout container. There are so many containers. One of them is very simple. Let me just show it to you. Vertical box. I'll call it root equals new VBox. هلا the vertical box is one type of containers in JavaFX. It's so many. Once I finish the demo, you'll understand it. Okay? So just import it. Now, I need to add the label, text field, and button to this is the layout container. وهي راح توزعهم vertically. How to add them? Very simple. Root dot get children. This code is standard. Get children dot add. I can add them one by one, but there is a nice one called add all. Add all LB1 in the same order. TF text field and BTN1. So now I added all the controls. طبعا get children dot add يعني هلا كبرتوا انتوا بتكون هي عبارة عن all the children of the root. Anything is contained in a panel is like a child. And maybe you have other childs. So get children add, it's like you have an array list of children and now you are adding to it. هم فعليا بيكونوا فعلا array list بيكونوا. يعني the children of a container الأشياء الموجودة في الكونتينر بتكون array list. And you add to it. ماشي الحال. هلا ضايل 2 steps. Now I need to create a scene. Why we need a scene? Because we put the container in a scene. New scene. بس هاي هي root. This is our container. The one that contains all the controls. We put it in the scene. طيب what is the next one? The width and height of the application. The width and height of the scene. I'll make it 500. ماشي الحال؟ خليني بديش اعمل تعارض انا في الامور هاي وبديش حد يسالني ليش عملتها. هلا new scene. ايش what to do with the scene? Always we're gonna do this. We put the container in the scene and decide the width and height of the scene. طيب one step still missing. Now we created controls. We put them in the controller, in the container. We told the scene about the container. Now still one step is missing. I need to tell the stage to use this scene. So before I show the stage, I need to tell the stage set scene. اها your scene، يعني انت زي مسرح فاضي، وهلا المشهد اللي عندك اللي هو السين هذا، اللي هو في ايش السين؟ في البانل. هلا عشان ما نطولش لسه راح اعمل رن. طبعا مش راح يزبط الرن غالبا، لا زبط. اوكي، كان عندي يا شباب running configurations you must do it اللي فرجيناهم قبل شوي. بس انا كان عندي هاي رابع محاضره اليوم. يعني كان عندي محاضره في فايل اسمه ديمو 2 في له running configurations نفسهم، يعني هم نفسهم كوبي بيست على الجهاز نفسه. ها شوفوا ديمو
دكتور هي
2.
مره واحده بس صح؟
لا لكل ابلكيشن بدك تعملها، بس ممكن تعمل للجلوبال configuration. ماشي الحال. look at this يا شباب. okay what's this? This is what I did. okay so now I just remove the opacity to make things clear. This is our label Javafx demo. This is our text field. This is our submit button. طبعا where are they? They are in a vertical box panel. Where is the panel? Panel inside the scene. So this is the scene I am using now. This is the scene I am using. And this is my stage. طيب can I change the layout؟ مش عاجبيني هيك، بدي اياهم بالعرض بالطول. Yes. Use a different layout panel, but you don't have to touch the code. هلا انتوا you don't know them all. بس I tell you there is another one called horizontal. It just changes the way things are displayed. No need to touch the code. If you do it manually, spaghetti, it will take forever. No need to touch the code. Just use different layout. And you are adding them now. If I run the code, totally will be, the layout is different. No difference between the code and now the way they are handled is different. Did you understand the layout now? How things are positioned. ملوش علاقة بالشغلات كتير. But how things are positioned, isolated from the, شكرا يا وليد. Isolated from the logic يعني. يعني we can show them in 3 different ways, 4 different ways. معاي انتوا يا شباب؟ Good. This is a layout. So how I added them all? Get children, add all, whatever. Let us play with something here. Okay. Before I play with something, let me make a third example. I will copy paste this one. I will copy paste it عشان الوقت بس. شو عملت أنا؟ عملت copy paste؟ لا. Control C. Okay. Control V. Demo 3. Now I'll make something else. I will remove everything I did here. Checkbox. You know checkbox يا شباب. C1. New checkbox. Coffee. What is checkbox? You know checkbox. I'll make more than one. You will see the example. 1, 2, 3, 4, C2, C3, C4, and this is 1. Soda, karak, water. These are 4 checkboxes. عبد الرحمن يعني انت ما سالتش كثير، بس يعني يبدو لي انه راح اذا حدا راح يسالني عن شيء لم حتى احدث لك منه ذكرى يا عبد الرحمن. تمام. هلا wait. I created 4 checkboxes. I need to add them الهاي. Now I need to add a panel, whether vertical box or horizontal box. You know what to do. A new VBox. Okay. Now I need to add all the children at once. Root, get children, add all مرة واحدة كلهم. Add all C1, C2, C3, and C4. and now I need to create a scene. أنا ليش عدت المثال to see that things are repeated خلاص. New scene, but what changes is the content of the scene. root 500 500 ماشي الحال. scene مكتوبة غلط صح؟ here. خلاص بس هي أنا حاطط set scene من الكود الأول. What's our code now? Run. You know this. ماشي الحال. These are the things. This is checkbox. We'll take radio box later. طيب. 1 minute. I need to make few changes. ركزوا معي. I want the coffee to be selected. يعني إذا بتعرفون في حدا بيعرفني بيعرف إنه أنا set selected. شو يعني set selected? True. يعني بالنسبة للكافي لما تشتغل البرنامج خليه okay. Yeah, it's up to you. Which ones to decide. طيب. I want السودا to be in red. C2 dot set text fill color dot red. text fill color بنحطه color اوكي. see الكافي checked والسودا red. I want the water to be in green for example. C4 dot set text fill okay color dot green. طبعا هلا you know colors are enumeration in a class called color where they have the numbers. تمام. Okay. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? طيب أنا I don't want it to be like this. I want it horizontally. يلا أكيد عارفين شو بدي أعمل. شو بدي أعمل؟ هلا ما بغير. I don't touch the code ودراج ودروب وكل هالحكي. I just make this what? HBox.